सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। ॐ श्री महागणपतये नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी। विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। ॐ श्री महासरस्वत्यै नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः। गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। Just so that we don't have any disturbances in between, can we just take out our mobile and check whether it's on off mode? You may feel it's off, but it may not be, so just all the same check out. We left with a couple of questions yesterday. We talked about harmony in relationships, what is giving and what is forgiving. Certain important aspects of giving were touched upon. How evolution of man within, progress, advancement of man is measured by how much he can give. From the stage of get to reach a stage of finally give. And what is true giving and what are the things we should remember in the process of giving. And as we give, we grow. And we also talked about forgiving. And we realized that to react, to take revenge is easier than to forgive. It requires greater strength to forgive than to take revenge and to react. Until unless you have stored hurt, you cannot have revenge in your heart. If you don't store the hurt, gather it from different sources, from the same person, different persons, and if you have it with you, you don't heal inside, and then you keep hurting time and again, and you reach a stage where you say, I'm going to show this person back. All the hurt that he's caused me, she's caused me, I'm going to give it. I hope that person suffers. See, if the other person understands that I have caused pain, and sincerely apologizes, the pain reduces. Is it true? But if that other person doesn't even recognize that he or she has hurt us, it pains more, right? And you don't want to forgive that person. You have hurt me, do you know that? So most of the time, revenge is just to make the person realize that you have hurt me. And to the extent to which you have hurt me, I want that person to know that. So we think the only way that person can know is if that person hurts, then they will understand what it feels. Have you understood that? Now I want you to analyze all these things. The reason is you understand how silly it is. You only want that person, and sometimes that person may not recognize. See, okay, what is the relation between forgiving and forgetting? When you forgive, do you forget? Should you forget? Can you forgive without forgetting? Yes or no? That you have to forget, and then only you can. When you've totally forgiven, you've totally forgotten? Is that requisite? Is that a requirement for forgiving? Forgetting? Think about it. No, it is not necessary to forget. In fact, if you recognize, if you know that this particular person has this sort of a nature and he tends to do this and I tend to get hurt by this, it's good to remember so you're cautious the next time you interact with that person. Is it true or not? that person was capable of hurting me like this, and so I don't want to get hurt again. At the same time, see, even that person that hurt us, to remember that is fine. But if that hurt has not healed, then it is bad. Have you understood? So what are we supposed to forget? The healing should happen. If the healing happens, forgiveness is there, even if forgetting is not there. Have you all understood that? That ex-person, you might have remembered, in a childhood, a particular friend could have hurt you. But you remember that, but you don't hurt anymore. So you talk of it. How do you know that you have healed completely? How do you understand that you have healed? When you talk of that particular incident again to someone, or you remember that incident, do you feel the same type of emotions now as before? If you do, you have not forgiven and you have not healed. Have you all understood that? There are people who talk 25 years back when I got married and my mother-in-law spoke like, and the 25 years and they cry now. હું જ્યારે ઘરે આવી નવે લગ્ન કરીને મારા સાસુએ આવું કહ્યું. The person hasn't healed at all. I mean, okay, you can say she said this, whatever, and fine, you can relate it and it hurt at that time, But in your voice, in your thoughts, there is no more emotions involved. It's just relating an incident. But we don't. When we talk of it, it's like right now, because we're still hurting. It's never healed. And to store hurt is see, you just think of God and this is what happens. Anyway, we promise to take the name of the Lord. Never break promises. Okay, let's take the name of the Lord for 1 minute before we start. Okay. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. अरे थोड़ी और लाइफ लगा के बोलो ना भाई, क्या बात है जी. बेचारे भगवान को लगेगा क्या हो गया ये लोग को, ऐसे क्यों कर. Once one person was singing very badly and he was singing Ram, Ram and something like that. And a foreigner was there, so he didn't know who is Ram. How will he know who is Ram? So he says, look, I don't know for whom he is singing, but I know why he is not coming. It's so bad, So therefore, please sing with a lot of love and feelings, okay? Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Om Namah Shivaya. So do you remember where we ended? You don't? So, even it's gone blank in my mind. So do we forget? Do we need to forget? As I said, we don't have to forget, but we have to, the hurt that is caused must be healed. So when we talk of it, it should not hurt anymore, and then only have you truly, totally forgiven the person. As long as that hurt is there, still you can't totally forgive. Now, we had asked a question, is it easier to forgive or is it easier to ask for forgiveness? Or what is involved when you forgive and what is involved when you ask for forgiveness? When you forgive, when can you forgive? You can only forgive when your hurt has healed, okay? That we have already seen. And when can you ask for forgiveness? When you give up your ego, you can ask for forgiveness. Is it true or not? What prevents most of us from asking for forgiveness? What? Whose ego? Our ego, not someone else's ego. Why should I? Now, in asking for forgiveness, very, very interesting thing. First and foremost, we must recognize that we have harmed the other person, right? We've done wrong, we have harmed, we have hurt. Intentionally, unintentionally, but we have harmed, we have hurt. So we must recognize. Not only we must recognize that we've hurt, we must also recognize the extent that we have hurt. Sometimes, I know she was hurt. No, the extent that the hurt has taken place. Not only that, the consequences in the life of that person that you have hurt. See, sometimes, like a person goes, robs someone and comes. You think, the money, and I gave back the money. You got back the car. The car was stolen, you got back the car. Fine. You think that everything is over? No. There is a mental stress involved. There's so many other things involved, which is not, you are going to pay for all of it. Remember that. It's not just maybe the law will not make you pay, but there is a greater law which will make you pay for all that you have caused. So first of all, we must understand the consequences in the life of the other person, the extent of hurt, what it could have done, etc. Then, after that, what is the next step in asking for forgiveness? It's not something so simple. We must deeply regret until this deep, deeply regretting the thing does not happen, then asking for forgiveness doesn't have much. I know I hurt. Okay, fine. No, I feel bad. I hurt that person. I shouldn't have hurt it. Why did I say that? I should not have. Deeply regret. After that, that's not enough. Then we actually go and ask for forgiveness. And we are very smart. When we've done wrong to someone, we go and ask forgiveness from someone. Or we'll tell that person, I did really harm to that person. I feel so bad about it. Then go and tell that person. No, ego comes in. Is it true or not? You don't want to tell that person. You'll go and tell your friend, I should not have. I feel so sorry. Why do you tell her sorry to that one? That person doesn't have to be told sorry. Then no, you go and tell him that I am sorry, but I don't want to go and tell him. Why? Ego. Is it true or not? No, the person you have harmed, you go and tell that person, I am sorry. And the most important, if you remember when you were kids and you did something wrong and your mom, your father or your mother scolded you, the first thing, if you said sorry, the first thing you were made to say it was what? Say was what? Okay, pachu nahi karish. Is it true or not? I won't repeat it again. Otherwise, it's no meaning at all. If you keep doing the same thing again and again, it is no. Do you all agree? Yes? So all this is involved. Then I won't do it again. And this last step is called, you must do some conciliatory action, a compensatory action should be done by us, something positive. You know, in our Sanskrit or in even our Gujarati, Hindi, all these languages, there is one called paschatap, meaning deep regret, and the other is called prayaschit, an action, a positive action to compensate for the wrong that you have done. I don't mean only monetarily, but any other way that you have to do. So this is all involved in what? What? Asking for forgiveness. Paschatap and prayaschit. Prayaschit, you know. Different types of prayaschit is done. Now, another thing. If there is forgiveness, is there punishment or not? What is the relation between forgiving and punishment? Can you punish after forgiving? Yes or no? Think. No? Yes? No? Look, please understand the purpose. This is all, we get so confused about these very basic things that we should all know in our life. What is the purpose of a punishment? The purpose of a punishment is to correct the person who's done wrong. Have you understood that? That is the purpose of it. Supposing a person has murdered, then should that person be punished or not? Yes, so that the person corrects himself or herself and does not do an act like that. Even if, no, I regret that I murdered, so I'm very sorry, and therefore don't give me punishment. Will any law in the whole world allow that to happen? Yes or no? No. Bhagwan's law does not allow that to happen. You understand? Bhagwan's law doesn't allow it to happen. Worldly law also doesn't allow it to happen. So therefore punishment is something completely different. It's a thing to correct the other person. Is that understood? Forgiving is to be done in our heart, but punishment, you may forgive the person, but still you may need to. Don't parents do that? Yes? They have forgiven the child for doing wrong, but what does a parent say? I will not give you your pocket money for 1 week. Why? Because you did this. No, mommy, I'm very sorry. I'm glad that you are sorry, but ek athvadiya mate to nahi જ મળશે. After that you will get it, but not for a week. Is that right or wrong? Bolo bhai. Right. Because if that is not done, what will happen? The child feels he can get away with doing anything. Have you all understood that? So it's important. Punishment is complete. But your heart, you should do the punishment without revenge. If you do it, oh, make you hurt. You also should. Then that is no good. The punishment should be without revenge in your heart. It is only a means to correct the other person without any revenge in your heart. And then that is fine, because that's what is going to help that other person come out of those wrongdoings. Understanding the consequence of the wrongdoings. Because there are some people who, when they do wrong, they realize they've done wrong. Some people, after they do wrong, when they are caught, they understand they've done wrong. Some people, even when they are caught, don't understand that it's all that they done. Then only when they are punished, they understand. Some people, after punishment, also don't understand. Is it true or not? There are variety of people. So anyway, we understand. And why should I forgive? At the end of the day, when I forgive, I am happy. And all of us in this life want to be happy, right? So why should I forgive you? Why should I forgive you? If you want to be miserable, please don't forgive. You want to be unhappy? Please. Store your hurt and hurt as much as you want. I'll give you a few more hurts to nurse. But if you want to be happy, you better learn to forgive. Is that understood? For your own survival, for your own well-being, for your own healing and living a harmonious life, learn to forgive. However difficult it is, learn to forgive. Even if the other person thinks you are weak, remember you know you are stronger because you have forgiven. Is that understood? The other person, that's their problem. Why do you worry? He will think I am weak, so I don't want to forgive. Are you living for the sake of that other person? You are happy at the end of forgiving, and therefore please forgive. Okay? That's the strongest reason to forgive.